would say that this is going to be a delicious and tasty top 5, but that sadly is probably not the case, as this week we are going to look at some of the biggest fast food fails of the 1980s. When putting together this top 5 list, I noticed that some of these failures from these restaurants were not necessarily due to low sales. As you'll hear, a few of these were actually quite popular. It actually falls on the restaurants themselves not being prepared for the popularity of some of these items. But enough of the setup. Let's get to the actual top 5. You know that with the vast majority of these lists, they're in no particular order, and they also have honorable mentions. These will be the appetizers to the big fast food fails. So, honorable mentions for fast food fails of the 1980s include Jack in the Box's Frings, which were basically French fries and onion rings in the same package. The Pizza Hut Priazzo, which was the ultimate deep dish pizza with 2 layers of dough and a bunch of toppings. The McDLT from McDonald's, which is famous for those commercials from the 80s. Keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool. You'll go look it up, you'll find it. And the final honorable mention was the Taco Bell Beefer, which was basically like a Sloppy Joe on a burger bun from a restaurant that has the slogan, "Think outside the bun." So no wonder that failed. Do you remember any of those? Well, let's get ready for the actual top 5. Let's dive into it. Let's open up the bag and look inside and see what they messed up on our order. Starting with number 1, the A&W 1/3 pound burger. This product failed due to the stupidity of some people in this country. It was during the 80s that A&W released their 1/3 pound burger to directly compete with McDonald's 1/4 pounder burger, complete with the advertising slogan, "Third is the word." But unbelievably, this failed because the majority of people in America thought that 1/4 pound was bigger than 1/3 pound because the 4 is bigger than 3. I can't make this up. I know A&W is seen as more for the root beer, and their restaurants have been less and less popular. We had one in Harwich on Cape Cod for years that just closed down in the last couple years. But for people to think that 1/3 pound was smaller than 1/4 pound, I don't know if it's a failure on the school systems or just stupidity gone wild. Number 2 was the Taco Bell seafood salad. When you go to Taco Bell, what do you want? Mexican food, or at least American version of Mexican food, chicken, beef. I think the last thing anyone would want is seafood salad, which I find disgusting anyway. I don't know what your thoughts are on it. It was a crispy, flattened out kind of tortilla shell made to be kind of like a bowl, filled with lettuce, other salad toppings, snow crab, shrimp, etc. You can find photos of it online. It doesn't look appetizing to me, but I'm kind of partial. I don't like most seafood salad especially. But if you're going to a fast food restaurant, you tend to have your favorites that you want. So Taco Bell offering seafood salad just doesn't seem like it would work, and it didn't. This product debuted in 1986 and quickly was pulled after several cases of food poisoning came out. Talk about tripping at the starting line. That's why Taco Bell needs to stick with what brought them to the dance. Number 3 is McPizza. I could have made a whole top 5 based just on McDonald's fails, but I tried to stick to one, although the honorable mention had McDLT. McPizza is literally a personal pizza. It debuted in the late 1980s. Originally, the McPizza was larger, but then it got scaled down to personal sized, which should have been a sign that there were issues with it. The main problem was the wait time and having to get these pizza ovens into all these franchises. Because if you go to McDonald's and place your order, you're looking at getting your stuff, whether in the restaurant or the drive-thru, in 2, 3, 4 minutes? McPizza would take on average from 11 to 16 minutes. So God help you if you got that at the drive-thru. It was scaled back and discontinued by the end of the 1990s. Number 4 was Burger King's BK Burger Bundles. These I actually remember. They were little burger sliders. I think because I was a kid back then, I liked burgers that were more hand-sized for little kid hands. Just like Kentucky Fried Chicken had the Chicken Littles. Same idea. These came out in the mid-1980s and were initially sold in packs of 3 or 6. They've disappeared and come back as BK Burger Buddies and Burger Shots. The reason they failed in the 1980s was due to the size of the burger patties, and they would fall through the grates of the grill and just burn and catch fire. So I think it became less that people didn't like them and more that the specific restaurants couldn't figure out how to make them without ruining a lot of them before. I haven't been to Burger King in many years. Do they still have BK Burger Shots, I guess they'd be called now? If you want sliders, stick to White Castle. And finally, number 5 on the list of 1980s fast food fails was Wendy's Salad Bar. I appreciate the fast food restaurants for trying to put healthy food on the menu, but if you're going to a fast food restaurant, you're not looking to eat healthy. Interestingly, though, the Wendy's Salad Bar was actually a big success because people could serve themselves. The main problem came from keeping the salad bar restocked, so items would just be out a lot. At its peak in 1987, Wendy's Salad Bar had 35 items that you could choose from, including chocolate pudding, because nothing goes better with lettuce and tomatoes and onions than a scoop of chocolate pudding. It evolved into the Super Bar, which was more of an all-you-can-eat buffet, but that was eventually phased out by the early 2000s, and the salad bar was a thing of the past at Wendy's. And that'll wrap up this week's Top 5. Any of you out there remember having any of these fails during the 1980s? Did you eat the A&W third-pound burger, or have Taco Bell's seafood salad, or wait for a McPizza, or get a bunch of the BK Burger Bundles, or eat at Wendy's Salad Bar? I hope I didn't get your appetite up because you can't go and get any of these now. I'm sorry. But I'll be back next week with a brand new Top 5 filled with more tasty morsels than you can stuff in a fast food bag.